Hello, my name's Rob and welcome to Swift Slots. Now this is just a quick update video really, just to show you what I've been given, what I've bought and what I've done. So let's start with what I've done. So you may recall a few videos back, I did a review of the Pendle Slot Racing Bond Bug, and then to follow on from that I turned the Bond Bug body into the four-wheel version of the Bond Bug called the Webster Bug. And that video went really well and you all really liked the video. And then about 2 weeks after I finished that video, I had a message from Pendle Slot Racing from the owners of the original Webster Bug. In fact, the guy himself who owned the business back in the 90s. And my request, or the request to me was, would I build him, the owner of the company, the original owner, an actual replica of his own Webster Bug, Bug number 1. And I was like, absolutely yes, I would love to build that car for the owner. What a privilege that would be. So Sean also asked me if I'd make one for him as well at the same time, but without the sunroof. So a little picture here of the work as I was doing it. Anyway, the car got done for Mr. Webster and I actually delivered it myself personally to the Webster family down in the south of England. Absolutely fantastic day, and thank you very much to the Webster family for allowing me to deliver your own model personally. It was an absolute treat. So with that in mind, I'm just going to show you a couple of little pictures here of the day and a short video of me actually getting to ride the actual car that I modelled, the actual Bond Bug that actually was modelled on the model, blah blah blah, you know what I mean. So these are the two cars that I made during my own video of the Webster Bug. So this is my green one that I did for myself, and this is the white one that I did for my wife. And we did it these colours because it's very similar to a car that we used to own in black and white. Quite sentimental. It's gone now sadly, but that's why we did that one. And while I was there on the day, Mr. Webster himself gave me this. Absolutely unbelievable. This is an original pamphlet from the Webster Bug back in the 90s when they were selling the Webster cars themselves. I was given this by Mr. Webster himself and I'm absolutely over the moon to have this. Really privileged to have an original pamphlet when I delivered the car to him. So anyway, enough of my waffle for a moment. Let's show you those pictures and the little video that I took of the car itself and a little ride in it as well. And I get you back on my table and I show you some other things that I've bought or been given. Jump in?
Yeah, come on, jump in. Fun?
will get out eventually. Clear this way. Off this side.
Okay, so from that video you've just seen, you will notice that I made Sean his own Webster Bug in the pearlescent white, and I also made Mr. Webster his own personal one as well. Now Mr. Webster's one wasn't actually a slot car. We left out all the running gear because he won't be using it as a slot car, so it's got no running gear, but it did have a sunroof, the rear view mirrors. I made him a differential to go on the back axle instead of a gear. I put him on a little exhaust pipe and a number plate light as well, and painted up the interior the same colour as his. And we also had the actual water slides of the actual centre console done to actually match his original car with the two clocks in it. And also there was a little name, the original designer of the Bond Bug, written on the back quarter of the car. So that was also included on the water slides, as well as the water slides being red and not black. So it's an absolute joy to deliver the car to Mr. Webster himself, a day I will never forget. And thank you again to the Webster family for allowing me to come to your own home and deliver the car personally. It was an absolute treat. And as you can see, this is my own little Webster Bug that I put on the bonnet of the car, and so this is my wife's. Absolutely fantastic to be able to do that. And a close-up of the actual catalogue that Mr. Webster gave me while I was there is here. I'm really pleased to have this. This is an amazing thing from all the way back in the 90s when they were selling the Webster Bug. You can pause the video here and read it all about it. And there are the clocks that I showed you that we modelled as well. Got a whole new decal set to have those clocks in there. And I do believe that the Websters themselves are actually making another Webster Bug, the actual green one there without the roof on it, this one here, and they actually call it Kermit. So if I can find the picture, oh, there we are. So there we are. So it looks a little bit like Kermit the Frog, and they're actually doing it. Now the story behind this car was that it was actually a bug that was rolled over and the roof was all damaged. So rather than throwing away the body, they cut it all up, put these little windscreens on there, and made this car as well. And they called it Kermit. So they're actually making that themselves, which is really quite cool. So there's the main image of that. Is the actual car that I rode in. That was a picture of it back in the day. Really happy to have ridden in. It's an awesome little car to drive in. It really is great fun. And here is the back of the magazine as well, showing you all the parts that you got back in the day. So this is actually a conversion kit that you could buy, a kit car basically, so you could build your own Webster Bug back in the day. So there we are. So that is it. My little adventure with the Webster Bug has pretty much come full circle, but has it? While I was casting up all the products for Pendle Slot, I kept one of these bodies back for myself. Now this is going to be the feature of another video based on the Webster Bug, but this time this one is going to Pikes Peak. I'm going to leave it there, but that is going to be a whole new video all about this little Webster Bug all over again. This time she's going to Pikes Peak on steroids. Okay, so over the last few months I've been in contact with a few slot car YouTube channels when they brought out their stickers, and I've said to them, would you like me to send you one of my stickers? And they've all said, yes please, we'd love it. And in return, they've sent me some stickers back. So as you can see, I've got a UC Slot Cars sticker, really cool. Dave Slot Car Asylum sticker, wicked sticker that is, look at that. And I've got another version of the same thing as well, and a few duplicates of those exact stickers. Now, I'm a bit envious of these stickers, and these, and this one, because my Swift Slot sticker is really lame in comparison to these beautifully printed stickers. But these are really thick and lovely, and mine really isn't. I just get mine printed on eBay because that's the only really option that I've got, and I don't have any sort of graphics to make really groovy ones and so on. So one day I might upgrade my sticker, but for now I have to put up with the humdrum one that I've got. But they don't compare to these. Look at that. That is so cool. So thank you for sending me these stickers. I will be putting one of each of these onto the back of Crow Valley, as I've got all my stickers on the back of Crow Valley, and hopefully one day I'll fill up the whole back of Crow Valley with all sorts of YouTube channel stickers and everything else. And one day I'll have the whole back of it filled up with all sorts of people's stickers, and it'll be a really good historical sort of memento after the next sort of 20 years or so of keeping that track. It'll be really cool. But anyway, so there's a lot of nice stickers here that I've been sent so far. So thank you very much to the guys that sent me these. And if there's anybody in the UK that wants one of these particularly, and I can recommend these, they're absolutely awesome. So have a chat with the creators of the channel and you can get your own stickers. Now, if you watched one of my videos a little while back about the update of the cars and bits and bobs that I've bought over the last few months for upcoming videos, you'll notice that I had a Steve McQueen in there and his other car that went with him, and I think there was a couple of them. Anyway, I asked you guys if you could help me find Sally. Now, this is Sally, and in Lightning McQueen, the first film, Sally was Lightning McQueen's girlfriend, and I thought it'd be really cool to get Sally as a Carrera slot car and race Sally and Lightning McQueen up a track that I'm going to be making relatively soon. Now, I was hoping that I would be inundated with offers of getting Sally, but I wasn't inundated, but I got one extremely helpful subscriber to me. I won't mention his name, but he actually sorted me out with not just Sally, but with also this one as well. Now, excuse me, I don't actually know the name of this character, but it's the character from the first film. It's the old man, and he was a nice racing car against McQueen there, as opposed to the baddie, I suppose you call him. But this is a really, really, really nice car from Carrera. They're 143rd, same as all the other ones. And this is, I didn't expect to get this one, so this is absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much to the subscriber that sorted me out with these cars. And in fairness, he only wanted the postage for these cars from America to the UK. I did actually buy him a few extra dollars because it was only the right thing to do. But even still, thank you very much for sorting me out. So as you can see, I've got another Lightning McQueen, which I'm not complaining about. That's absolutely fantastic, and these all run beautifully. I've got this one as well, which is really, really cool. It's going to look awesome running up the mountain. And we've also got the car that I asked for, which is Sally. Now, these are really, really hard to get in the UK. They're just not available. There's a few available in Spain, but you've got huge prices to buy them and huge import fees and huge postage fees. And so my subscribers sorted me out with these ones for basically the cost of the postage, but I did pay them a bit more than that. But they're really, really nice little cars. Really, really love these. So thank you again. They're really smart, and you will be seeing these very soon, or I'll say you will be seeing them at some point relatively soon in a video when I make a new track, and they'll be sprinting up a mountain just like in the original film Cars. So that's something to look forward to. So there we are. Thank you again to my subscriber for these cars. You will be seeing them again. Oh dear, I've been to the market again. If you recall, a few videos back, I did a dragon build. It was a 3D printed dragon, and it was made by a company called Aber Prints. They're local to me, and they actually do 3D printing, which is why they're called ABBA because they're from Abergavenny, I believe, and they're Prince because they do printing. So that dragon came from them. The video did pretty well. The dragon itself went exceptionally well, and I was very, very pleased with it. I went into town the other day, and ABBA Prince were back there in town with their booth in the middle of my market town, and they had all these lovely prints on for sale as usual. And I had a chat with the owner, and we had a sort of a laugh about the video and so on. And I couldn't help but notice he had these on his stand. These are so cool. Now they're stacked with detail. There's a bit of a profile in the back there that doesn't need to be there, but it is. You've got a fuel cell in there. You've got radiators somewhere on this one. Can't think. Oh, maybe on the other one. But you got awesome turbos there. Loads of detail. These lights have got to be lit. You know it's got to be done. Wicked seats in there. Nice detail. See if I can see that. I don't know if you can see there's clocks in there as well. There's loads and loads of detail. I could not decide on which ones to buy. So while I had both of these cars in my hand, my missus just gave in the money. They're only £10 each, about $12. I couldn't decide which one to buy. So while I was talking to him, the missus just pulled out some money and paid the man. So these are so cool. I just, like I said, I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I bought them both. And there's so much. Look at that engine on the back there. I know they're basic. I know they're almost sort of children's toys, but I just think they're really cool. And I think by the time I've stripped off these this printing off the wheels and maybe put an alloy insert in there and a proper set of tyres, cut out the bottom and put a brass plate with the guide, put some drivetrain in there. It's big enough there to get a long can from across a sidewinder, a long can or even a sidewinder S can across there. No problems at all. Won't need to come into that space. There's loads of options that I can make on these cars. I can get a resin cast driver, pop him in there, but I just think this Volkswagen van is really cool, and the lights will light up, and I can put some red lights in the back. And I've got another Volkswagen build that I want to do based on a proper dragster with a huge engine in it. It'll all be sort of like a running model, so that'll go really well with this one at some point or another. But yeah, so both of these are going to end up being slot cars. Like I said, I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I bought them both. They're both going to have lights, and they both have tail lights, and they should both go quite well. I don't know how heavy they are. They're not too bad, but I'll address that in the video when I get round to it. I'm guessing they're probably about 1/24th scale for this car at least. This car is about the size of the Mini, the not Revo slot. What's the 1/24th scale Mini? Oh, I forget now on this video. Anyway, the 1/24th scale Mini that you can buy at the moment, the bigger brother of Revo slot. You're all going to be screaming at me now. I know what it is. I just can't think for a second. But that's about that size. This car is probably a little bit smaller in scale because it's a bigger vehicle, but it's still, you know, it's fairly comparable to that one, really, you can see. But yeah, they'll be really cool as slot cars. So that is coming up in a video at some point fairly soon. So there we are. That's an update on where I've been, what I've bought, and what I've been given. So I hope that you've enjoyed this sort of content, and I hope that you'll be looking forward to what I'm going to do with these projects in the future. And maybe you'll subscribe, and if you could hit the little bell button, that would be awesome. So until the next time, thank you very much.